in Matt Saunders from the 20s, and from the Opens, Ehab El Sadiq out there. We've got number 13. It looks like Alex Fisher. Mentioned his name quite often today in the 18s.
Here's another real top line finisher there for the Australians today. He's scored a brace of tries. Again, a very, very sharp winger there with lots of pace, lovely balance, and lovely finishing abilities as well.
So we're underway here in the second half. 2-1 Australia. Boys just playing for a bit of fun and a bit of pride, prestige. Now, there's a nice little chip kick, and it's meant for him too, because he's coming through fast and hard. It was the number 6, Rusty.
Yeah, the Aussies covered it, nice cover, dropping back to cover that little kick in behind the line. But it's a bit of a rehearsed move from the New Zealanders there.
Probably Bailey hard done by there, if it was.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was. Oh, shot. Sorry. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, number 6 for New Zealand there is Sekuli Tanimo. Just settling in the centre of the field there. There's a nice little
nice ball
around the back there for number 14 for New Zealand. That's a lovely try to Kyle Samuels. It's a little shadow ball there coming from behind that ball carrier. Around from his inside to his outside with the short ball. And the ball carrier there was Tanimo there was finishing off that try. Just giving that nice little ball to Samuels.
I was going to say, Rusty, he wasn't happy with putting it down either. He wanted to be a little bit of a dive and roll. A little bit of champagne stuff to top off the try. Speaking of champagne, glass of champagne down here wouldn't be too bad either. Long day, Rusty.
They're trying to Kyle Samuels, the evening up the match there. And ties it up at 2-all. The extra width there, 2 extra players on the field there. And the New Zealanders here coming back to the middle. Seem to be getting a bit more cohesion about them as the game progresses. The New Zealanders here going back to the left-hand side now. Will they get it through there? A little chip through, a little chip over the top. And that was picked up on the volley there by the Australians.
Yeah, Matty Saunders cleaned up. Or no, it was Matty Saunders, I think. Sandhooper's the young 16-year-old. And Bill Suckaroo. Nice little pass out to the 13. Alex Fisher. Now the boys go back to the right. That's the last play. Little grubber kick for him. Be careful on the knockouts. It's what I was worrying about when they put those little kicks in. You got 2 blokes running hard at the ball, and it's always going to be close with a collision. Again, let's just see these players get through this game with a little bit of fun and no injuries. And as we speak, we've got an injury. He's up. I think it was his hand, but he's up.
Yeah, the young number 3 for New Zealand, Theodore Malvis, there was just showed some real nice skills to secure their kickers really under pressure. Aussies had a real good chase on it, but he managed to wrap the ball up really securely for his team and secure a recount and a new set for the New Zealand side. And again, as mentioned earlier, the under-16s being very prominent for the New Zealand men's team.
Right, so the boys, the Aussies, inside the half now of the Kiwis. Having a crack at them. Number 4, Brad Scott. Nice little run through there, coming on a different line. They go to the right. Bit of a show. And that was Ehab. And he gets the ball out to the number 7 in Ethan Wetu. Ehab again, probing, looking for something on. Turns it back inside to the number 4. He twists and tries to go through Brad Scott, but couldn't get there. Now they come back across. A little bit of contact there, and he's kept his tags on, and he puts the ball down the Australian, and that looked like it was Bill Suckaroo.
Yeah, that's Billy again there. He's lit up the earlier games as well there with a couple of tries, and he's been a real prolific try scorer for Australia today. Taking the lead for the New Zealand, for Australia rather now, down to 3-2.
Can't miss him with that hairdo, one of those bun tops.
He's been very sharp today as young Bill.
Yeah, just getting through and trying to identify some of these boys and say their names. So when they look back, they were a part of the All-Stars team. And that number 3 then was Matt Saunders, who offloaded. And the Aussies take a nice run down the sideline. Jack Hooper or Toby Quinn, one of those, and the number 5. Now they throw it across again. There's a dummy, goes himself. That's the 8. Is that Bailey Ouchin?
Sure is. Certainly a player of the future. I expect to see him around for a few more years. Billy, he's a very, very sharp tag player. Young Bailey Ouchin, he's been one of the real standouts for Australia in today's final matches. New Zealand is just trying to push up and move it out here. Again, the young man there, Theodore Maui, from the under-16s.
And here they go. Here's a break by the Kiwis. He's got some toe too. And he's he's dropped it. He's dropped that ball. The referee goes in. He's got no touch judges to have a look at. He's got no video referee, and he says, bugger it, I'm giving the try. But he dropped it. There's not a risk in the world he dropped it, but...
Do you know the ref?
He's a Kiwi ref.
Well,
nothing to do with it anyway. He can only give that what he saw, and...
It ties the match up once again. It's going back and forth here, Billy. It's 3-3 now.
Sun's behind him, but I'd say the sun was in his eyes, mate. Something was, because we could see that from here. That ball just spilled out away, but let's not take anything away from a great run. He had some toe too. Did you pick up his number? And here we go again. Little grubber kick through. Too big. Crosses the line.
It's the 15 Chavez.
So Brad Scott, I think this is running off to be replaced by Shannon O'Brien. And again, it was Darmel Wisham who was the one racing across to try and save that try. Didn't get there, but in the haste of putting the ball down, I'm sure the Kiwi dropped it. We'll never know. We'll play on. 3-3.
And the New Zealanders here just trying to get their defensive line working a little bit better here. They've got guys pushing up on one side but not the other side, so they need to get that balance with their defence here. Can't shoot out of the line.
Oh, did you see that? That's nice. And he's going again. And he'll play again. This is Ehab. He actually flicked past to himself. Then he grubber kicked the ball along the ground. Then he grubber kicked again, still chased it hard and got shouldered off the ball and receives the penalty. 10 metres out.
It's Ehab Sadiq.
That's him.
Very sharp, isn't he? Great skills from the young man there.
That's him again. Ehab El Sadiq holds it up, goes again. He's offloaded the ball and it was nice, but he was tagged.
Yeah, just a really nice work going on between these younger men's players from the under-21s division and under-18s. They're really...
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Again there. Love the way he does that. He carries the ball in 2 hands at all times, keeping his options open.
And he comes off now too.
New Zealand's here just really trying to get their D working properly here.
Now he's reached over, he's put the ball down, and the referee says, I'm going to give you a try, Shannon O'Brien. So he scores for the Aussies and makes it 4-3 as we go midway through this second half.
Great work from the Australians there. Just a lovely little short ball right on the line. And Shannon coming in on a nice little angles, unders angle there, pushing in nice and close off the ball, the pivot, slicing through to score their try.
So the New Zealand boys kick off to the Aussies, and there's a contact, but the referee says accidental. Let's get on with it. Little darting run there by Ethan Wetu or Logan Humphries. We've got the 2 sevens. Here's a nice one. Be careful, boys. And he gets it away. And 3. He throws it. The number 3, which was Matt Saunders, throws it straight to the New Zealand team. And
Hayden Hawkeye there. I think he gave the young man the call there. Outside you, bro. And unfortunately for Aussie, that was a New Zealander pushing up there, and Hayden Hawkeye forcing the turnover and giving his team now an opportunity. Young guy there from the under-18s there, Alex Falaniko there, taking the ball forward, number 1 for New Zealand. Again, one of the guys who played really well for the New Zealand under-18s today.
Right, so there was a nice little kick by the Kiwis. 4 chasers, but they didn't get to the ball. Sakaru now has it, and they're only about 3 metres out from their own line. Still a little bit condensed, the Australian side. They've got plenty of room out on that right side.
Nice work at dummy half there. And that's that man Hayden Hawkeye again, a.k.a. Fatty. I think it sucks a bit, Billy, when you outgrow your nickname.
Yeah.
Because he's not fat anymore, but the name stuck. Young Hayden Hawkeye, and yeah, real stand-up for the Men's Open, who are very successful this weekend, taking Series 4 in a draw against Australia. Quite a resounding victory to the Men's Open, and I think that'll be the first time the Men's Open have secured the victory over Aussie. Is that right, Bill?
Absolutely. That's a gold medal winning side, that Men's Open. They have been for many, many years. And to come over here and just absolutely be poleaxed by the New Zealand Men's Open, that is certainly bragging rights big time. Here they go, the Kiwis down the right-hand flank.
That's one of the real sort of prestigious grades as well. Obviously, the Men's Open and Women's Open, very prestigious to make those sides. So there's a lot of pride, and certainly with Australia, there's a real great legacy to be mindful of as well, that you represent when you put that jersey on and those that uniform.
Well, it is. It's like the 50-metre race in the Olympics in the pool, or the 100 metres dash with Usain Bolt. The Men's Open is normally
the blue ribbon event.
The blue ribbon event of any tournament.
That's right.
But just over this weekend, I'm watching the skill level of these 16 and 18-year-old boys and 20-year-old boys. It might not be too long that the mantle's taken away from the Men's Open, and it's one of these younger becomes the blue ribbon event, because they are very skillful, very fast, and exciting to watch.
And as we mentioned earlier too, Bill, I think what we're seeing now is you're actually seeing youth who have actually grown up playing tag. You know, they've been around since the inception of the game, and so they've played pretty much their whole life. They've been playing tag from when they were 7 and 8 year olds, these kids, you know, so they know the game really, really well, and they've got wonderful skills. And as we see again with Fisher for Australia, going across in the left-hand corner, continuing his try-scoring feats there on the left edge. And taking Australia out to a 2-point advantage now. Lead now over the New Zealand All-Stars 5-3. I got it.
And there we go. There's the siren for the end of our first All-Stars clash here on Field 1. And it was a win to the Australian side, 5-3, after going in at, what was our halftime, Rusty? 2-1, 2-all, something like that.
It was 2-1 at halftime to Australia. Australia there extended that margin out in the second half there, scoring tries on both sides of the field and the middle with young Bill Sakuru there. scoring another try, and we saw number 11 for Australia as well with his try-scoring ability.
Darnell Wisham.
And these were players that were standouts in their own grades, as well as the standouts in the All-Stars as well. So we're able to carry through their form.
Ronan Cappy, number 16 from the boys 16s, walking out there now.